We could practice in the books. A lot of positives coming out of that. Guys stepping up, especially when Van Horn went down with the injury earlier this week. How big is that for a team to have somebody step up like Felix has done so, as well as Van Horn? He's still out here in pads, coaching it up with crutches and a boot on that foot. What's that really say about the demeanor of him?
Well, one of the things that we talked about when I got here last year was, what's your legacy going to be? And a lot of people think legacies are championships and bowl games and all that stuff. That's part of the process. But the legacy is, what do you leave behind for those that are coming behind you? And so that's something that we really hammered, that I really hammered when I got here, and that we continue to hammer. So like Jasper's, what are you leaving behind? Clinton, what are you leaving behind? And they kind of take those guys that are right behind them, and backup right tackle, the third string right tackle, the new guys that are coming in, and they take a source of pride in getting Stanley ready. Because I tell them, I said, look, your responsibility is not only to compete, but your responsibility is also to help me develop them. So it speaks the world of them as being a selfless group of people. And like I told them, I said, when you walk in this offensive line room, the least important person in this room is yourself. The least important person in this room is me. Everybody else in here is more important than you are. And they take that to heart, and they bring that down to the field. And about Stanley, that's just, we have a thing, next man up. If someone gets hurt, there's no lamenting. We're not going to cancel practice. August 30th is going to be played. Hopefully these guys are back, but if they're not, next man up, we got to go. And it's just, and I tell them, I said, unfortunately, that's the business part of college football. It's a business part of sports where you gotta press on, even when someone's down. There's no woe is me. We gotta move forward. And then obviously when practice is over, we go make sure Clint's all right. They go make sure Clint's all right, but you got to stay in the moment. You got to stay focused. And Gene Felix is doing fantastic. I mean, we knew, and that he was going to be a great player. And it's funny how it works. But a guy goes down, all of a sudden he's getting these reps with these other first-team offensive linemen, which is different than getting the reps with the second-team offensive linemen. It's amazing how much you just accelerate your growth and your progress.
And for this team, it happened last year, especially at the end of the season, the Military Bowl. A couple guys go down, get beaten, banged up, and Brooks and Selby step right in and fill the hole.
Yeah.
How big is that to have guys that can do that, especially, like you said, it's always next guy up, and it could be at any moment, at any time, in any game?
It's huge because we didn't change our game plan when those guys went down in the Military Bowl. We kept doing what we were doing. And it's great. It's a mentality that if you're a backup, you still got to prepare as you're going to be playing in the game, because who knows how many snaps you're going to, you might think, okay, well, the right tackle, he's going to play the entire game. I'm just here to watch. I got the best seat in the house. I'm on the sideline. But when you're, who was it that said it? I think it was FDR, shame on you if you're tapped on the shoulder and you're not ready. So it's something that we continuously preach in that room. And they take it to heart, and they know that I'm all about giving them opportunities. And if someone goes down, we're going to slide somebody in and let's go. So it's just our attitude and our mentality and our philosophy.
A guy like Big Swede comes in this program. Doc Holliday said 2 years ago he didn't think the guy could play football.
Right.
Now he's a starting offensive tackle. What about Swede that he's just excelled so quickly?
You know what? I think he always had the pride in him. I'm sure. I wasn't here, and that's why I'm saying I'm sure. I'm sure he always had the pride in him. I'm sure he always had the work ethic in him. Maybe he just wasn't given an opportunity, and sometimes when there's change, which I was changed when I came in because the guy that was here left to another program, I came in, it was a clean slate. Everybody started on a clean slate, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes that presents opportunities to others, and it so happens that the guy that was chosen as the offensive line coach, which was me, Sweet and I have similar DNA. Van Horn and I, who wasn't playing, have a similar DNA. So, and it's just part of, I'm not saying anything negative to the gentleman that had the job here before, but it's just sometimes people don't click. And my philosophy, my mentality, my DNA and theirs is a perfect match, So because of that, I think that's why they've excelled. The pride, the work ethic was always there. I didn't instill any of that in them. I just provided them with the opportunity, and those two kids took it and ran with it.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thank you.